Okay, let's continue, no, sa discussion natin, no. So, subsidiary imprisonment, no. Naalala ko, may natanong po na bar examination question dito. Ang hinihinging bayad o hinihinging pera dun sa offender ay actual damages, moral damages, at saka exemplary damages. O ngayon, hindi daw nakabayad yung offender dito sa mga damages na to. Kasi tandaan po natin sa isang criminal case, pwede pa rin pong mag-award ng damages yan, no? Ng civil indemnity na tinatawag. Pwedeng mag-award, no? Ang trial court, no? So nag-award, no? Sabihin natin 1 million total, actual damages, moral, exemplary, so on and so forth. Ngayon, hindi nakabayad. Hindi nakabayad, wala nang maibabayad din. Hindi nakabayad, wala nang maibabayad. Tanong, can there be subsidiary imprisonment against the offender? The answer is no. What's our basis? Ito pong article na to. Article 29 of the Revised Penal Code. Nakasulat dyan, if the convict has no property to meet the fine. Tandaan yan ha. Nakalagay po dyan, to meet the fine. Hindi sinabing to meet the civil indemnity. Kapag impose po ng penalty of fine ang ating court, 1 million in fine, sabihin na nakasulat, hindi nabayaran at walang pambayad yung offender, pwede pong magkaroon ng subsidiary imprisonment. Depende if subsidiary imprisonment is also imposed in the dispositive portion of the case, no, no ruling, no? Pag wala po, so yan, no, sabihin natin na impose, no? So 1 million bayad ng fine in case of non-payment, no? The offender shall suffer subsidiary imprisonment. Pwede pong magkaroon ng subsidiary imprisonment in that scenario. Pero pag hindi po kayang bayaran, damages. Tandaan nyo, wala pong subsidiary imprisonment. Tanong sa bar yun. I forgot kung anong taon ng bar, pero baka itanong din sa inyo. Okay? Please remember that. At saka sabihin ko nga ulit, no, magkaaroon lang po ng subsidiary imprisonment if the dispositive portion, what's the dispositive portion? Yung last paragraph pag nagbabasa kayo ng cases. Hereby adjudged as guilty, di ba, accused appellants, and so on and so forth. Hereby sentencing the accused appellant, di ba, imprisonment, and so on and so forth. Yun, yung nasa last, yung wherefore. Okay? Kailangan nakasulat din po talaga dyan specifically yung subsidiary imprisonment. Kasi pwede pong mag-impose ng penalty of fine ang court nang walang subsidiary imprisonment. So always make sure na kung gano'n naman ang tanong sa inyo, nakalagay din sa dispositive portion yung subsidiary imprisonment. Okay, hayaan nyo na yung minimum wage rate. Hindi na kayo tatanungin dito, sobrang technical na kasi it will become an interplay of two laws na, labor at saka crime. Hindi na kayo tatanungin dyan. Okay? Mag-practice na lang. Okay. Sige. Ito, natakil ko na. No? Itong Ramos versus Gonong, natakil ko na yan. No? Tandaan nyo, a subsidiary imprisonment is not an accessory penalty. An accessory penalty is a penalty that is included, necessarily included with the principal penalty or from the imposition of the principal penalty. Automatic, may accessory penalty. Example, pag nakulong yan for murder, may disqualification, di ba? Perpetual absolute disqualification and so on and so forth. May civil interdiction, di ba? Pag murder, may civil interdiction. So, magiging siyang incapacitated person habang nasa kulungan siya. Di ba? Ang subsidiary imprisonment po, it's not an accessory penalty. What's the implication? What's the context? Pag kasi accessory penalty, kahit po hindi nyo sinabi sa dispositive portion ng judgment, deemed imposed. Kasi nga, it comes with the principal penalty. Ang subsidiary imprisonment po, it's not an accessory penalty. It's also a principal penalty. Okay? Therefore, as I said, the judgment must expressly provide for subsidiary imprisonment. Otherwise, it cannot be said or it cannot be considered as included in the imposition of fine. Hindi po, no? Kailangan sabihin sila pareho, otherwise walang subsidiary imprisonment. Okay? Okay, ito na yung pecuniary liabilities. Ito isa ko sinabi, no? Civil indemnity. Okay? Pecuniary liabilities, actual damages. Wala pong subsidiary penalty for that. Ito nung ginawa ko itong bago na ata ang minimum wage rate sa Maynila ngayon, no? Pero nung ginawa ko itong reviewer na to, 537 pa. Okay? I think this is adjusted now, no? So, subsidiary imprisonment, tandaan nyo, is not an imprisonment for debt. Kasi nga, non-imprisonment for debt, nakalagay po yan sa Bill of Rights. Ngayon, hindi po ito imprisonment for debt. Imprisonment siya for non-payment of fine. Magkaiba yun. Diba? Ang fine, hindi po utang yan. Ang fine is penalty. O, ang damages, you can say na pwedeng debt. Diba? Pwede mo sabihin indemnity. Pero ang fine, parusa yan eh. Diba? Iba yun. Okay, the additional penalty for habitual delinquency shall be included in determining whether or not subsidiary penalty should be imposed. No? Why? Why is subsidiary penalty? When is subsidiary penalty not imposed? Ito, when the principal penalty is higher than prison correctional, no subsidiary imprisonment shall be imposed. So pag halimbawa ang crime is homicide, reclusion temporal yan, wala na pong subsidiary penalty. Walang subsidiary imprisonment kasi sobrang haba na ng magiging imprisonment yan. Okay. So ngayon paano pag kasi as I said nung previous video natin, ang habitual delinquency, mayroong added period of imprisonment yan. O sabihin natin, yung penalty to be imposed for the crime is prison correctional. Tapos meron pa siyang habitual delinquency, so naplasan pa yung prison correctional na, hindi ka na pwede mag-subsidiary imprisonment because the penalty will become higher than prison correctional na. Prison correctional, so sabihin natin, ano siya, maximum period ng prison correctional o tapos habitual delinquency pa. 1 year, 2 years na plasan. O hindi na ano yan. Wala na sa prison correctional territory yan. Diba? So wala na pong subsidiary imprisonment. Yan po ang context nun. No? Okay. People versus conception. Okay, sa graduation of penalties, itatakal ko lang yung mga notable na mga topics na pwedeng itanong sa atin. No? Okay, ito. Article 63. Tandaan po natin, if the penalty to be imposed is indivisible, tandaan nyo, the court shall apply the indivisible or shall impose the indivisible penalty against the accused, against the offender, regardless of any mitigating or aggravating circumstance that attended the commission of the crime. Sabihin po natin, alam niyo naman na privilege mitigating circumstance pag to aggravating saka to mitigating no aggravating, di ba? Sabihin natin the penalty the crime committed by the offender was murder. So ang penalty prescribed for murder is reclusion perpetua. Indivisible penalty po 'yon. Why is it indivisible? Kasi wala siyang 3 periods. No? Basta impose ka lang ng reclusion perpetua, ganun 'yun. Bahala ka na sa kulungan na mabulok dyan. Okay. Ngayon, no? Sabihin natin, nag-voluntary surrender at saka nag-voluntary confession of guilt yung ating offender. So, to mitigating, no? Aggravating. Attorney, tanong, ibababa ba natin by 1 degree? So, yung reclusion perpetua ba nung lalaki o nung offender, pwede mo natin gawing reclusion temporal? The answer is no. Kasi sabi po sa Article 63, regardless of any mitigating or aggravating circumstance that attended the commission of the crime. Okay? Regardless. So, 0. Treat the mitigating, aggravating, ordinary mitigating, ordinary aggravating as 0. Hindi siya considered at all. Reclusion perpetua pa din ang crime. Of course, iba ang treatment kapag minority. Ilo-lower mo talaga by 1 degree yan kahit na indivisible penalty po ito. Okay? Kasi ano yun hindi naman ordinary mitigating or ordinary aggravating circumstance ang basis ng minority. Di ba? Hindi naman yun ang basis. Ang basis niyan, RA 9344. O ngayon, attorney, paano naman pag the crime is not wholly excusable. Kasi not all of the elements of self-defense are present, but majority of the elements or the requisites of self-defense are present. Sabihin natin may unlawful aggression, mayroong reasonable necessity of the means used to repel, means employed to repel or prevent it, pero mayroong sufficient provocation. So 2/3 meron. Pwede ba nating i-apply yan to lower the degrees? Yes. Pwede rin po. Kahit na murder, kahit na reclusion perpetua yung prescribed penalty. Why? Because the basis for the lowering of the degrees, no, is not an ordinary mitigating circumstance. Ang basis po niya, Article 69. Hindi po mga mitigating o aggravating yan. Specifically, sinabi ng law yan, ng provision. So, we can lower that. O, attorney, medyo pahirapan natin ng konti pa para ma-get nyo na, ha? Sabihin natin murder ulit. So, reclusion perpetua. Attorney, ganito. Minor siya, tapos nag-voluntary surrender na, nag-voluntary confession of guilt pa. So, ang context ko po dito, ibig sabihin minor, 16 years of age, tapos may discernment. Kasi pag walang discernment, automatic exempted yan. O, may discernment to, saka 16 years of age. O, tapos, mayroong voluntary surrender, saka voluntary of confession of guilt. Voluntary confession of guilt. So, tanong, maibababa ba natin yung prescribed penalty o yung penalty to be imposed from reclusion perpetua to prison mayor? The answer is yes. Why? Yung minority po, gagamitin natin yan upang maibaba yung penalty to be imposed from reclusion perpetua to reclusion temporal. Since naibaba mo na to reclusion temporal, mag-a-apply na po yung to mitigating no aggravating kasi hindi na siya indivisible penalty. Reclusion temporal is a divisible penalty kasi may 3 degrees, may 3 periods. May 3 degrees, may 3 periods. No? See, that's how it works. O so ngayon, dahil may to mitigating, no aggravating, ibababa pa natin from reclusion temporal to prison mayor. See? Pero pag voluntary surrender at saka voluntary confession of guilt lang, yun lang walang minority. Reclusion perpetua po ang ating penalty to be imposed. Kasi hindi natin maibababa yung penalty to be imposed from indivisible penalty to divisible penalty. Wala tayong paraan o wala tayong basis to lower it by 1 degree. And in order for it to become a divisible penalty, wala tayong basis for that. So, either reclusion perpetua ang sagot dyan or during sa sinasabi kong discussion, either reclusion perpetua yan or prison mayor. Okay? Let's move to the next topic. No? Ito nabanggit ko na, no? Two or more mitigating and no aggravating, privilege mitigating yan. Article 64, no? Ang context po nito, ordinary mitigating, ordinary aggravating. Okay? Penalty next lower in degree. With that being said, let's go to indeterminate sentence law. Ito na tayo, no? Kung matatanong kayo dito, actually, hindi naman sa taas eh. Ang gagawin sa inyo, interplay of everything using islaw. Interplay of everything using islaw. So, itong itatakel natin, no?